Great to have you with us. Let's start, if we may, with, I've just got to ask you here. I mean, do these problems manifest, go beyond the website? This is beginning to look like it may be a complete and utter disaster for the government, for this administration, and for those who wanted Obamacare.
Well, the first part is your last statement. This is a real hardship on families who are promised you'd have lower cost health care and it'd be easy to get. I remember a few years ago when we were having debates in the Energy and Commerce Committee and on the House floor, and what was being touted at that time was how great this would be for people to just get on a website, compare plans side by side, and make it as easy as could be to get insurance. We're realizing now what they were saying was the signature part that would make this an important bill is making it insurmountable for families. We've spent $500 million of taxpayers' money on something that doesn't even work, and we're not even sure if it ever will work.
You know, I think it's about time somebody said it this plainly, and let me be amongst the first to say so. This is pure dumb. This is stupid. And accountability, firing someone. I think the problem, Congressman, goes much farther than that, and it reaches across all of government. We are right now confronting an issue that says this, either the administration itself is too dumb to manage such a program, the agency, that is Civilius and Health and Human Services, are too dumb to run the program, or the government itself is so large that failure is becoming the order of the day, a routine experience for American citizens with their government. That is incomprehensible.
Well, the way I word this is coming to some observations similar along the lines of when I have held in my subcommittee that I chair oversight and investigation under Energy and Commerce multiple hearings throughout the year. And whenever someone from the administration would come before us, they would say, everything is fine, don't worry about it. And that fact, they'd even say, by the fact that you're having a hearing, you're slowing us down, we should be getting on with this. Well, as it turns out, they were either woefully misinformed and were not leading, or they weren't telling us the truth. Either way, it's not a very good picture, and what you're describing is more of the former, that perhaps there's so many parts of this no one knew was going on. They weren't checking to find out if these parts even work together. They just kept throwing more and more money at it, and of course now the White House is talking about throwing more untold money at it, and we don't even know if that's going to work.
Well, Congressman Issa, who chairs the House Oversight Committee, as you well know, asking Verizon, Google, Microsoft, Oracle, and Expedia if they were assisting the government in their efforts to fix the site. The administration hasn't even been forthright about who he has called in to help the White House put this site together.
Sure.
This is the president who declared openness, transparency. Stupid, we deal with because we must. A lack of transparency and openness and forthrightness with the American people. I don't think we have to put up with that, do you?
And when the president had his press conference, I thought he was going to be forthcoming and say, look, here's the problem. Let's define what the problems are. Don't just call them a glitch, but define the steps and what was going to take place. Instead, it became something of a description of another push for people to sign up for the Affordable Care Act. Look, what a leader should do at a point like this is be able to go through step by step. Here's what we did, here's where our problems were, and here's what we're going to do about it. We can't get a straight answer yet from Secretary Sebelius. We haven't got straight answers from her staff before. The president is not giving us a straight answer, and yet people are still out there scared to death because their insurance plans are being terminated, and they're going to be without insurance, some by the end of November, some by the end of December. They don't have anywhere to go. So compassion dictates that we ought to be moving forward in this and decide, how do we fix this? Do we get rid of the website and start over, or what do we do? And that's what we're going to drill into questions tomorrow morning.
Compassion would insist that our elected officials, both in Congress, in the Senate, and of course the president himself, take responsibility and take seriously that responsibility to govern. That means to manage this huge, massive government that is our federal government. No one seems, I shouldn't say no one, but very few people seem to be taking seriously that responsibility in the administration. You talked about the number of people losing their coverage. I mean, we've just Kaiser today detailing 620,000 people across the country who've been pushed out, and these are individuals insuring themselves, having their insurance removed because it doesn't meet the standards, the high, lofty standards of the Affordability Act. The Affordable Care Act Blue Cross, a major insurer in Philadelphia, dropping 45% of its individual acquired policies. It's 20 to 45% across the country. Can Congress do something if this nation will not?
Well, those are the millions of people we worried about would lose their insurance. And this goes back to the point of if we had let people have more choices in their insurance, reach across state lines, choose the insurance that's right for them, I don't think we would be in this. We're reminded repeatedly by the president, this is the law of the land, let it work. But what appears is the law is a mess, and this is a mess. You know, we will try over the next 2 weeks to do what we can to help people. But if it turns out this law has got it so locked in, it's insurmountable, it is a problem. And remember, only one party voted for this. They didn't want input. And that's part of the big government that you're talking about. When you don't have people working together to try and solve the problem, it's going to be there. It'll be interesting tomorrow during the hearing if the Democrats want to work with us to solve this, or if they're going to bring blame up. And who knows, they may even blame George Bush.
That is sort of interesting. You remind us that we haven't been treated to that explanation for some weeks now. Thanks so much. We appreciate it, Congressman Tim Murphy. Thank you.
Have a good evening, Lou. Thank you.
You too.